dasher and freezing chamber. Note how small this freezing chamber is, and note how these scrapers are added almost all the way around the dasher itself, but the dasher itself is very solid, and as a result, it is not going to incorporate much air. So when you're putting this together, okay, I'm just going to use this one for illustration. This is actually the incorrect way to do this, but I just want to show you how this goes in there. So what happens as you put all the scrapers on, you can see that the whole surface of the dasher is basically one scraper going along, and you can look in there and you can see how small that chamber is versus the chamber in the vertical batch freezer that I just showed you. So obviously this is not going to incorporate much air. It's going to be very dense, but that's what you want frozen custard to be. You're going to have very low overrun. This probably has an overrun in the 30s to 40%, as opposed to the vertical batch freezer and the White Mountain, which will be somewhere around 60 to 70% at the maximum. And part of that on the overrun is really dictated by how the dasher design is worked, how fast and how powerful the motor is, so whether or not the dasher goes around at a high speed or a low speed. And that controls how much overrun is in there. And so you can see, because you have an open system, you have no control over the overrun other than by the design of the machine. As opposed to the continuous freezer, which has a pump and compressed air going into at a certain rate. So that's why you can make a controlled product that way and really control the overrun and design your product exactly how you want it. These are good, and as a result, these batch freezers do serve a completely different target group and have a completely different purpose, just because they do have limitations. Where are you going to put this machine, and what utilities do you need? Obviously you need water somewhere, because you are going to have to wash and sanitize this before and after you use the machine. But the other thing is, you have to cool the machine. And these machines always have an option to be water cooled or air cooled for the most part, especially the floor models. The little Taylor batch freezer, air cooled, because it's meant to be used on a bench top. So this was especially useful because it's a very small batch. You can use it as a restaurateur. So, you know, so they always have fresh sorbet or the daily sorbet of the day. So it's very small. But there are, Turkey Hill, I know we had an intern, and at Turkey Hill she used this frequently to evaluate their mixes. Okay. This is